Most people, whether you're a petrol head or a car muggle, you have a dream car in mind. Whether that were to signify some sort of success or image that you want it to present, most people have something in mind. Most people think they have to be billionaires or millionaires beyond belief before it can even be achievable. So how do you get it? Step one is actually define and specify what the car is. Say if it was a Mercedes C63, for example. Go and find out exactly the model year you want, the options you want, the colours, everything about the car. Define what it is you want. How else are you going to know what to aim for unless you do this? Step two, once you know what that car is, determine its cost. Go and spec up the car on a dealer's website, find out exactly what options that you want in your car, and see what the total list price is. But don't take that list price as gospel. Go on Auto Trader, go on CarWow, go wherever to try and find what it is that you want. Your car might already exist second-hand, it just might not be the year that you want. But I would drop any stigma that you have of a 70 plate or anything like that. The reg plate can always be changed later. If it's a specific model with the same options offered in that year that it was created, I wouldn't have any prejudice over second-hand versions of that. The reason you want to do this is because most people have this stigma against used cars, but you need to factor in the depreciation that a car goes through in its first 3 years. So a brand new C-Class can come off of the line and be worth 35 grand. It can be used by someone for the first 3 years and go through the majority of its depreciation. In that time, it will go on the second-hand market between 15 and 20k. That's £15,000 that you do not have to pay for if it isn't brand new. So if it's the exact same model with the exact same options, why would you ignore that? Step three, once you have that cost in mind, ignore every opportunity that a seller has to offer you any type of finance, loans or lease opportunities. Just like I mentioned previously about the depreciation in the first few years, if you lease, hire purchase, loan, finance, whatever, a brand new car or a car in its first 3 years of existence, you are going to be paying monthly the difference for its drop in value and then interest on that drop in value. It's something that you need to ignore. The fact you have to consider loaning that money to get your dream car means that you don't deserve it. The reason it's got those price tags and the reason they are exclusive, or the reason it seems beyond what you are capable of now, means you have to change something to get there. So the price tag qualifies that. So if it is particularly high for your situation, think about that. And that does lead me into step four. Work out what you need to do to earn that type of money. Work out what you need to do to accumulate that amount of money. Now this is extremely subjective and vague in its nature of advice, but this could end up changing your wealth, your mindset, the way you approach every other aspect in your life. If you have your dream car as a motivation in mind to earn a significant amount of money, that won't just happen in one domain. This will bleed out into other areas of your life, your behaviour, the way you do other things. You'll become more efficient in some of your processes, become more responsible, you'll take on more and be more productive. Let's say you're 21, just finished your degree and are trying to find a job. Okay, that's how you get at least started on your path to income. Now for most degrees, you're going to be on about 25 grand a year in the UK. So then your focus becomes, what skills do I need to pass that interview to get that job I want? And then you go on through the job, you get your first pay slip and you go, okay, this is how much I'm going to receive each month. Let's budget this out so I can save what I would be paying finance for a particular car, or if you can't afford that yet, a certain amount that's going to help you achieve that. And you stick to that budget month to month. You save up this money and it grows and it builds. As you're developing discipline in order to do this, you're going to develop discipline in other areas of your life. It's going to bleed through to aspects of your job. It might be noticed by managers. It might lead to more productivity in your job. Ends up meaning you get pushed forward for promotions, pay rises, this kind of thing. You start earning more. You have more income a month to save towards this car. It slowly accelerates, it gets exponential. And what you'll see is a reverse version of the depreciation that's hit the car if you to have financed it. And then the final step would be earn more. Once you've achieved that amount of money for the car, especially in the example that I gave where you're straight out of uni, if it's a particularly exotic car or a performance car, that money can be better used for a house deposit or something similar, starting a business up. And if you've already developed the skills to earn this amount of money in cash, you can do it again. And you're already riding the wave of your own development and discipline to the point where you can earn even more. Double that, use it in 2 different ways. Car, house, provision, supply. You sacrifice all these years by budgeting and being conservative until you get to a point where years later you can sit back, you've achieved everything you set out a couple of years prior and you've done it. And you're now earning more than you ever believed. A dream car can be brilliant motivation to change the amount of money you earn, which can change your income and affect your life. So I know this may be a bit clickbait, it's not just a magic solution, but anything that is worth a large amount of money can never be solved by magic. Even the lottery is not magic. It's an improbable probability. The ability to earn that money comes from you. So if you introspectively look at yourself and think, what can I do to get my dream car? But with all that in mind, I drive a bloody white Fiesta, so this can be complete bollocks.